Dear blockchainers, crypto trader and community, welcome to this weekly Teroxx video, trade of the week. And we will talk about that we saw a flash crash at the crypto market. 22% of the market capitalization was washed out of the market. We kept our USDT funds safe, but before the crash we closed an Ethereum trade, and within the dip as well we managed to have OST and an Algo trade closed against BTC. And now let's analyze and take a look on these trades. Before we starting to do so, just taking a look on the market capitalization, we saw a huge dip around the 25th of September, and before that we as well saw that the market was very weak as well, backed, flopped. So basically Bitcoin could not, or the crypto market could not hold these levels and just went down. And afterwards we saw a sideways movement which always went down a little. So basically here were no good chances for good entry point against USDT, so we tried to focus on the BTC pairs as well. To start, we saw about Algo, that Algo dipped a lot. You can see, even if you take a look against BTC, it came down huge. So basically from mid of August onwards, or even a little longer, it just crashed a lot against BTC. And so we just saw after the dip that there was another dip over here, so we went in to just have a swing trade to bounce back, to have a good position on Algo to close these with a good profit. So what to say about here is just eyes open on the market and used a good entry point for this trade. On OST against BTC, it was quite a difference. So basically we saw that OST was quite strong. It bottomed out over here over the time with the dip over here, but as well we saw that everything is fine with OST. And though we saw in these dipping scenarios that it's always following the same route, so it's going up, down, up, down, up, down. And so we went in around 130 Satoshi, just waited for movement to 141 or 42 with trading stop loss, and then closed the deal as the market crashed. And how you can see, we booked around the profits just before the market crashed, so quite a good swing trade as well. Now it's getting a little interesting. So basically how you saw, we closed Ethereum deal, and what is interesting on Ethereum that we went in a few days before the crash. So basically on this whole upwards movement the market saw, we went in around $175 levels. So basically we used this upwards movement, had a trading stop loss with a wide gap between, so basically because we were such in profits. As we saw that the market turned around, how you saw in the market capitalization as well, the market not crashed heavily, but the market just went sideways and a little downwards. So basically we came closer and closer to the trailing stop loss, and how you can see as the MA50 line touched the MA200 line and backed flop, and the market was very weak. We had a flash crash and we managed to go out around 200 levels. So basically here our trading stop loss hits to book this profit on Ethereum. How you as well can see on Ethereum that literally since the dip there was no support built it up to down to here at 160 levels. So if we analyzing this, we can see that there was a flash crash, a dip of around $60. That's 27% on the Ethereum dip. So basically we went out with good profits at the market not even went down 10%. So this is why a trading stop loss or a stop loss always can help you, and always is the best thing you can do to save your funds and your profits. All in all, Ethereum just bottomed out. Ethereum seems to be the bullish one of all the cryptos. It's a no trade zone yet due to the RSI as well went super high, but the market just went up a few percent. So, and as well BTC is not that strong. So we will see what will happen on the market and evaluating new entry points. Last but not least, let's talk about Bitcoin, and how you can see on Bitcoin is simply the same as Ethereum. How I mentioned, we had a strong upwards movement, and we had reached nearly $11,000 again. So basically we built a support around 10,900, and then we saw that we could not hold these levels and just had a dip, and then the sideways movement, which lasts quite long. So basically the BTC sideways movement was already onwards for nearly 2 weeks before we had a flash crash. So basically even the SPAC started and stuff like this could not lift up the market that much. So over here we can see that Bitcoin was quite weak for the last 2 weeks before the flash crash. And as we saw this crash, we had a dipping scenario on Bitcoin of around 21%, and afterwards to the next dip around 23%. So what you can see over here, that even if Bitcoin was weak, it performed better than Ethereum and all the other cryptos in the top 10. So if you had your funds in Bitcoin, you would not have so much losses. All in all, of course, always keep your funds in stablecoin to be safe. To analyze Bitcoin, we simply built no support line from around 9,800 or 9,900 down to the 8,000 levels. So basically here we have seen that here is a zone where no one is believing or no one is supporting Bitcoin, having no supporting scenarios over here. And now we dipped again down to 7,700, playing now again around the 8,000 levels. The bullish scenario would be that we will we will close a few candles above 8k to see new volume, and then gaining slowly again up to around 9,000. All in all, the market seems to be weak, so watch out. It could go down even to 7,500 to then see a reversal or a bounce back scenario over here as well. Bitcoin, keep safe, seems to be weak at this moment due to a lot of things happened. The hash rate went down as well. The institutionals maybe don't want to invest via bugged, how we saw. All in all, quite a bearish scenario, but we kept our funds safe and booked some trades to evaluate as well new entry points. This was our trade of the week. I hope you liked this video. We had a hard week. It was a crazy week in the crypto market, but as well a dip, always leading to new entry points sooner or later. So we will keep all the eyes on the market to evaluate new trades to book new profits very soon. I hope you like these videos. If you do so, I would love if you could like, share and comment this video, and we will hear us next time when it comes to Trade of the Week.